Welcome. My name is Leanne, and I'm going to lead you through this chair yoga class today. So hopefully you've got a chair. It doesn't have arms, but you have room to move on either side of your chair. You can start seated. Your back can be resting against the back of the chair and feet on the floor. So if you need something under your feet to be in contact with the ground, then you can have something there. So when you're ready, you can just close your eyes and just let your body rest here for a few moments. So feel like you get to let go of tension, let go of effort in the body. Okay, feel the places that your body is meeting the chair and the floor, and feel how that support feels underneath you. It's helping our body to remember that the support is available to us if we let go into it. And you can begin to become aware of your breath and just gently let it slow down. So a little slower on the inhale and a little slower on the exhale. Perhaps the breath can also begin to drop lower in the body so that you have a sense of the breath coming down into the lower lobes of the lungs or the lower part of the ribs, or even down into the abdomen, the belly. So take your time. Enjoy the slower pace of your breath. We're just going to experiment with keeping this slower pace as we begin to move our body. When you're ready, slide forward so that you're off the back of your chair. Okay, we're going to come up into the shoulders. So just start by letting the shoulders lift up towards your ears and then let them fall back down. Okay, so the shoulders rise and they fall. Okay, the shoulder blades lift up, they float on your ribs, they lift up, and then they lower back down. So lift and then lower. Okay, and then you're going to bring the shoulder blades towards each other. So they're coming towards your spine and your upper back, and then they're going to move away from each other. So the shoulder blades come towards each other, so it sort of feels like your shoulders come back and the front of the chest or the chest opens up, the collarbones broaden, and then when the shoulder blades come away from each other, the shoulders in the front of you come a little bit closer together. Okay, so just shoulder blades towards each other and then shoulder blades away from each other. And then you can roll your shoulders out. So whether they want to roll forwards or backwards, completely up to you, whatever just you sort of naturally fall into is great. But just loosening up all through those shoulders. Upper back, chest, right? It all gets to loosen up a little bit. All right, let the shoulders relax. Let the right hand come to the hip and the left hand come to the left shoulder. And then side bending towards the right side. So the left side of you is a little bit longer. Come back to the middle and then switch. So left hand to the left hip, right hand to the right shoulder, and tip to the left. So your pelvis is staying seated in your chair. Your feet are staying on the floor. Okay, come back up. Right hand back to the right hip, left hand back to the left shoulder, tip back to the right. And if you like this time, you can let go of the right arm. You can just let it hang beside you. Just sort of give it a shake out. Okay, and then switching sides. So right hand to the right shoulder, left hand to the left hip, tipping left. Feel your feet and feel your pelvis. Okay, and then you can drop the left arm if you feel steady enough. And if it feels more supportive to have the left hand at the hip, you can stay there. All right, come on back to vertical. You can the arms come down and rest. So the hands could rest at your sides or in your lap. We're going to come up into the neck. Let the left ear tip towards the left shoulder. And you're slowly going to make your way from side to side. So the right ear will come over towards the right shoulder. And then you can come back over towards the left shoulder. And you can maybe remember the breath that we did at the beginning. That was slow. Just like you're taking your time with moving your head, you're taking time inhaling and exhaling. And the next time your right ear is over towards your right shoulder is the last time. So when you get there, you can just bring your head back to the center, and then we're going to begin to turn the head. So turn the head to the left, and then slowly turn your head to the right. Back to the left. Easy breath. And back to the right. And one more time to each side. So one more time left. And one more time to the right. And your head back to the middle. Okay, beginning to bring the movement into our back now. So you can stay seated the way you are in the chair. I'm just turning so you can see. Okay, you're going to tuck the tail and gently round the back, and you can drop the chin. And then slowly come the opposite way. So roll the pelvis forward, let the heart lift, let the shoulders drop. Lift the chin just gently. So back into your tuck and your rounding. And rolling the pelvis forward, lifting the heart, easy shoulders as you come forward. Okay, one more time each way. You're just breathing when it feels right to breathe, but not holding the breath. And then come back to the center. All right, so you're back at neutral, your spine is tall. We're going to come into the right leg here. So just let the right leg move open towards the right side, and then let it come back to where it started. So your right thigh is opening to the right, and then it's coming back. So where we're actually moving is at the hip, right? Taking the leg from neutral, open, away from your midline. Okay, one more forward, open and stay here, and then tip yourself forward. So your hands can come to your left leg, or maybe your forearms come to your left leg. You can fold further down if your body is happy with that. Let your spine come back up. Okay, so you can position this right leg where you'd like it to be. So if you're happy with it wide, it can stay there. If you want to bring it back a little or all the way, it can stay there. So the movement that we're going to do next, we're going to leave the toes on the floor, lift your heel up off the ground. Okay, so the toes are staying down, and then the foot is going to come back down to the floor. So lift your heel and then lower it down. So we're moving at the toes, right? Or we're moving at the toe joints because they're staying still, but we're lifting the heel up and lowering back down. Okay, you might feel it in through the back of the leg and through the calf. So lift and lower. Okay, one more. Heel lifts and then it lowers. Now, can your foot stay down, but your toes lift up? So lift the toes. So try to keep the base of the big toe on the floor, the base of the little toe on the floor. Okay, let the toes come back down. Lift the toes and let them come down. And one more. Lift the toes, wiggle them, spread them. and then let them come on down. All right, lift that right foot up off the floor. Now curl your toes as if you're holding a pencil with your toes. So curl them over, squeeze, and then relax. Okay, curl your toes in. You could also do this if you want to with your heel down on the floor. Curl your toes in, and then let them relax and wiggle and spread out. And we'll do one more. Okay, so curl the toes in, around that pencil, give it a squeeze, and then let it go. Okay, so wiggle out your toes. All right, shift your leg if it's not already forward so that it's forward, and lift the foot up so the knee is straight, and then you're going to bend the knee. So extend the knee, so straighten out the leg, and then bend. So we've moved our movement up into our knee, straighten out the knee, and then let it bend. And we'll do one more. Straighten out the knee as best you can, feel the squeeze, and let it go. And now we can hug the leg in. So that might mean your hands come to your shin and you bring your leg all the way in, or even your heel up onto the seat of the chair. Okay? Or maybe you're just holding a little bit under the leg and lifting the leg a little bit higher. But the movement is that the thigh bone is coming in towards you. Okay, right shin is going to come to the left thigh. So this right shin is going to rest on the left thigh, and the leg, the thigh, is rolling open. If this doesn't work in your hip or your knee, you can let the right leg just fall down the front of the left shin. So you've got your right shin crossed over your left shin or your left ankle. Okay. Now from here, just sit yourself up tall. You could tip forward. Easy breath. Okay, come on back up. And then we're going to turn towards the right. So let your body turn towards the right side. So your right hand can come back behind you on the chair. Your left hand could come over to your right leg. Your back is tall but turned. And then unwind. Okay, from here, you can bring the right foot down, turn yourself in your chair towards your left. So you're walking your feet around the left side of your chair. Okay, left foot on the floor. You can loop your left arm around the back of your chair because we're going to bring this right leg, top of the right foot to the floor. Okay, so you got the toes pointing back behind you. So this is it can be a lengthener, a stretch for the top of the foot, the front of the ankle. So as that gets comfortable, you can experiment with taking this right leg a little further back so that this stretch isn't only in the top of the foot, but also in the front of the thigh. Okay, if you want to go a little further, you're going to curl the toes under and press back through the heel and straighten out that right leg a little bit. All right, let this right leg go. Wherever you got it, just let it go. Okay, come on back and turn and face forward. Okay, so moving over into the left leg now. So the left leg steps wide and then it moves back forward. So your pelvis and everything else is staying still. Your left leg is just opening to the left and pausing with the foot on the floor and then moving back to where it started. So open and bring it back in. Okay, now open and pause. So let the leg stay there. So you might stay right there and stay vertical, or you can tip yourself forward. So hands or forearms to the right thigh, or you can come all the way down if you want to over top of that right leg. So with the left leg a little bit wide, there's a little bit more length being asked of the inner thigh. Push down through your feet to help you come up. Okay, you can bring this left leg a little bit more inward if you like, and then we're going to keep the toes on the ground but lift the heel. So you may need to slide the foot a little bit more underneath you. So lift the heel and then put it down. lift the heel and put it down. So we're in the bottom of the foot, we're in the toes. You might feel the left calf turning on and off as the heel comes up and then lowers down. Okay, one more. So lift. Just waking up the bottom of your foot, lowering down. So now the foot stays flat, and you're going to see if you can lift your toes up, keeping the foot on the floor. Toes lifting, and then resting. Toes lift, and then they rest, and then they come up one more time, and they rest. Okay, so from here you can either extend the leg so the heel's on the ground but the toes are up, or you can lift the leg up. You're going to curl the toes around the pencil. So curl your toes in, hold the squeeze, breathe, and relax. Wiggle out your toes. Curl them in. Let them go. Wiggle them out. You got one more. So curl your toes around the pencil. Give it a squeeze. Okay, and relax. Okay, wiggle out those toes. Okay, the knee bends. And then the knee straightens out. So leg a little bit more in front of you now, knee bending, and then straightening. So you can see how far in you can bring that heel underneath you. And then you can see how far you can lift it forward. Okay, do one more. Okay, now bring the knee in. So that might mean interlacing your fingers and giving that whole leg a hug in and up. Maybe heel on the seat of the chair. Or maybe you're sliding hands under the thigh and lifting that thigh bone a little bit off the seat of your chair if you can. Okay, so the thigh has come towards your body, towards your torso. Okay, now the left shin to the right thigh and the left leg falling open to the left. Okay, if this is not good in your body, you're just going to let the left ankle cross the right ankle. Okay, from either position, you can tip forward. Keep your back long if you like. And then you can lift up and you can turn to the left. So the left hand could come to the chair seat or to your hip. The right hand might come to the left leg. So you're tall, easy shoulders, turning to the left. And then letting go. Okay, great. So put that left foot on the floor, turn on your chair towards your right. So you might need to slide sort of towards the edge of the seat. You've got your right foot on the floor. You've got your right arm holding the back of your chair to give you some support. And you've got the top of the left foot on the floor. If you like, you're going to slide that left leg back a little. You can keep the top of the foot on the floor. Okay, so the front of the left leg is a little longer. You can stay there or you can roll the toes under so you can press back through the heel. Now you could be doing that, keeping the knee bent, or you could be pressing the leg straighter. Right? So that's taking us towards our lunge, right? If you've curled the toes under. Okay, let the leg go. Just let it relax. All right, turn and face forward. And then come on up to standing. So shift yourself up onto your feet. Now you can stand behind your chair or beside your chair, whatever you prefer. Okay, and we're just going to alternate a heel lift. So your feet are under your hips. Lift up one heel, so bend that knee. Put that heel down, lift the other heel up. Okay, so just alternate. So you're just giving the bottoms of the feet and the toes this nice stretch and movement just to loosen up all the tissue in there. We have lots of bones in our feet, which means we have lots of joints in our feet. And the more that they can be awake and mobile, the easier it is for us to stand and walk and balance and do all of those things. Okay, so let both feet come down to the floor. So again, you've got your chair here if you want to. We're just going to sink into a little squat. So you're going to hinge at your hips and your knees, and you're just going to sink into both legs. Okay, so your seat has gone back and down, and you can feel both feet on the floor and this little bit of effort in your legs. Okay, push through your heels and come back up. So straighten your legs, so lift, and then sink back down. So your seat is going back and down. You've hinged at hips, knees, ankles. Press through your heels and come up. Okay, and do one more. So sink down just as far as you feel steady. So maybe you're just sinking a little bit, but make sure you've hinged at your hips and at your knees. All right, press down and come on back up. You can come back and sit in your chair. So feel your feet back on the floor. Bring your hands back behind you. Interlace your fingers. You could also leave your hands at your hips if you like. Just open up the front of your body. So draw the shoulder blades gently back towards each other. Shoulders are low. And then tipping forward, just so that your back is straight. Okay, hands might be at your hips or they might be back behind you. And then let go of the arms. So forearms could come to legs and you could come into a forward fold, or you can tip right over and come into a forward fold. Feel your feet on the floor and your seat and your legs in the chair. Right? And that base of us is what lets the upper part of us relax. So we have that solid base, which has got lots of support of the ground because we're sitting on a chair. Okay, press down through your feet and come on back up. So relax and then come and rest in your chair. So you can rest back, put your feet on the floor or wherever you want your feet. You can close your eyes. Okay, you just let the body rest. So you're softening the crown of your head, you're relaxing your face, your eyes and your jaw, letting the shoulders relax and the arms. Your back resting against the seat of your chair. Your torso is resting, belly is soft, pelvis has lots of support, both behind it and underneath it. Legs can rest into the chair, feet can rest into the floor. Okay, the chair counts as the ground, so we're resting down. So from the ground, again, chair counts as ground. So from the ground under your feet or the ground under your seat and your back, we're receiving support. Right? So from the earth, we are receiving support. We are receiving steadiness, nourishment. So this is what earth gives us, right? The ground underneath us gives us steadiness and support, and it gives us a foundation and a base. Helps us feel secure. So can you sense those same qualities inside you, inside your body? So a feeling of being stable, a feeling of groundedness, of having your own sense of strength and foundation within you and stability within you. And this feeling of support, of steadiness, of groundedness, it is in us, so we can sort of call on it at any point that we need it. We just have to remember to connect to it. Another just a few moments here, grounded, steady, at ease. You are welcome to stay here as long as you'd like. When you are ready to move back into your day, you can move and stretch your body however you would like. And thank you. Thank you for practicing today. Have a great rest of your day, everybody.